Dead on the fresh reboot. Oh my gosh, I hit him. Ah! Let's go. Nice! Let's go, dude.
Tell you about a best friend.
I thought he was gonna go forever. No.
Oops. So that's what that does.
Not the bubbles. What? On me? So much. Oh my gosh, dude.
What the fuck, dude?
I love how it looks like y'all were still like.
Whoa.
Wait.
What?
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of year. It's been the first time in quite some time that we've run this event, but ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday, happy 4th of July. Welcome to an event, I should say, that we haven't hosted since, well, around this time in 2018, 7 years ago to the day since we've run this event. It is the 4th of July Demolition Derby. It's been quite a few years. And last time that we were here at the Bone Crusher, which is a figure 8 racetrack that we're going to be running here this year and for many years to come here, as we're going to bring back this event. It was Ralph Lee Jr. that went on to take the checkered flag. Honestly, actually, in 2018, nobody finished the race. Everyone ended up crashing out, and the last one to retire was Ralph Lee Jr. in the number 98. He's going to be in the 98 here for tonight's events, and we're going to be running this event in a whole different format. It's going to be a 4-round format where round 1 is going to see 42 cars take to the racetrack. After round 1, 2 drivers will be eliminated. Then it gets a little bit tougher. Rounds 2 and 3, we'll see 10 cars end up going out until we get down to 20 drivers. They'll do battle for 10 laps on the Bone Crusher. Whoever survives, whoever basically crosses the start-finish line first, takes the checkered flag and will win this 4th of July Demolition Derby. It's going to be a pretty interesting format that we're just going to try out and possibly make some adjustments to it as we progress on over into the next 4th of July. So it's going to be a pretty interesting night, to say the least, as we're going to review your starting lineup here to kick things off. As you can see on the front row, it's Ryan Little driving the number 25 and Titan Nicholas in the number 72. Then it's Tyler Ferris, Chad Myers making up the second row. BB Hange, our crown jewel hunter, is in this event, followed by Michael Young. That's row 3. Row 4 sees Janiah Hill and also Aaron Abel, Harrison Lewis, and Josh Williamson make up the top 10. Then it's Ace Garcia, John Andrews, Alex Bonsignor, Easton Myers, Kelsey Higdon, Matty Thurman, William Ayers, who won last year's Pumpkin 250, going to be in this year's as well. Nathan Stapleton, Tyler Belladonna, Ronald House, William Brock, Matthew Hubert, Elijah Gordon, Ralph Lee Jr., our 2018 and technically defending race winner, followed by Steven Alexander, Sebastian Palmer, Alex Lozano, Stephen Colon, and then we get on down to 29th, on down to 42nd. That will make up our 42 car field to start things out. Jacob Byatt, Eli Bright, Bobby McGuire, Riley Snare, Jerry Rose, Ryan Kendall, Mary Davis, Casey Wells, Roger James, John Boyd, DJ Reed, Caitlin Luna, Zachary Taylor, and Andrew Ramsey will make out the 42 car field. So again, just to review round 1, this is our first round. The first 3 rounds are 15 laps each. And then obviously the final round is a 10 lap dash to the finish. but with each round that passes, round 1 is going to see 41st and 42nd eliminated. Then from 31st on down to 40th for round 2. And then round 3, 21st on down to 30th will be eliminated until we get down to our final 20 that will do battle for survival and obviously to be in the right place at the right time. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to get started here at the Bone Crusher for the return of the 4th of July Demolition Derby. Let's go trackside to get the command to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engine!
Engines are fired. Pace car is going to roll off, and so will these 42 competitors. You know, since 2016 and 2018, this race was held on the dirt. This time around, it's paved. Pace car is going to make the left-hand turn. We need all 42 drivers to start this one, not just one driver completely dipping on that. Well, all right, take 2, guys. Let's do it again.
Drivers, start your engine!
There it is. Let's try it again. Pace cars rolling off, and so are these 42 drivers. Taking on the paved Bone Crusher. 2016 through 2018, we ran this race on the dirt, but now we're on the pavement for this one. Happy 4th of July, ladies and gentlemen. The 25, Ryan Little, and Thomas Nichols, 72, bring us to green, and the 4th of July Derby is underway. And already, right out of the gate, you're going to see this. Everybody piling up on the exit of that. Oh my goodness, of this ramp. And we're going to see this at the very beginning. Nobody's going to really have anywhere to go. And already, we might see our first retiree. That'd be the number 4 of, that's Tyler Belladonna. And another car involved, that was the 11 of John Boyd. He just rear-ended the 4 and then, took somebody else with him. I think that's the 17 of John Andrews. And oh my goodness gracious. That's Stephen Cologne. Oh my God. There's so many other cars that are being piled up over here. It's even continuing up pit road. 63 Jacob Baya just rear-ended Stephen Cologne in the pit area. Oh my goodness gracious. What a way to start off the Demolition Derby. There's Bobby Maguire's car heavily smashed up. As we're going to come over to the ramp. More cars piling up over in the intersection. Bonsignor, Maguire slides in. The 81 of Eli Brights. There's the 41 of Riley Snare. Jerry Rose collected. There's Mary Davis. Front end heavily smashed. And it... Jacob Baya already just hitting the end of the pit wall. There's so much happening here. Basically through all that, Titan Nicholas leads the charge here in heat number 1 as the drivers are continuing to they're continuing to absolutely wipe out over on the intersection. 11 laps to go over here in round number 1 of the Derby. Nicholas almost loses it coming off the ramp, but he's got a pretty good cushion over the 25. Janiah Hill ended up wiping out over here in the 3rd position as she's going to try to take off and try to hold off William Ayers. Lots of rear end damage to the 01, but regardless of that, unless if you're in 41st and 42nd, that being the 16 machine. Can't remember who's driving the 16, but why don't we go ahead and pull out our handy-dandy entry list over here. That'd be Andrew Ramsey and also the 77. That would be DJ Reed. Those are the two drivers, the first two that would be going out of the Derby. Everybody else, well, they're safe. They get to move on into round number 2. As we're past halfway here in round number 1. Titan Nicholas winds up losing it, going through the corner, or going through the exit ramp. Also got the 83, Zachary Taylor, surviving in this event. 2 laps down as of right now. And there's about 8 cars that are still left running on the racetrack. That is actually very impressive. But it is a almost a 5.5 second gap, and there's the rest of the pack. Both drivers wound up almost losing it here. Ryan Little saves it. Hill, same for her. And pretty much oh boy, William Ayers. Oh, he gets rear-ended by Chad Myers in the 66. But he's going to continue, but thankfully he is going to continue on. So I believe the 66 of Myers might make a trip to pit road, but we're just going to have to watch this intersection right here. He's going to get through just safely, but he's going to end his round early by just kamikazing the pit wall. Ayers goes around just slightly. You also have the one Casey Wells in this one. Just outside of the top 5. 5 laps to go. Or really 6 to go here in this round. Nicholas still leads it 5 seconds over Ryan Little. So pretty much, I mean, obviously, as you could tell, it's going to be difficult to really make up a gap. Unless if the driver ahead of you obviously wipes out on the intersection. But for these first 3 rounds, they're really not going to matter too much. I mean, these first 2 really won't matter too much. The only other 2 rounds that will matter, should you make it all the way to that point, obviously are round 3, because that means you'll be able to get yourself inside of the top 20. And then the final round, where all the marbles are going to be up for grabs, as William Ayers and also the 83 of Zachary Taylor, they pulled their cars to the pits. Taylor is done for this round. So that means there are 6 cars still running on the track. Little's closed the gap just a little bit, not by much. There's the 15, that is Sebastian Palmer, almost wipes out there going through the intersection. Janiah Hill does, she goes around. But Hill holding on to that 4th position, and looks like she might start 4th here for round number 2. So pretty much, in other words, for those that may not know, as Ryan Little, oh, well, Janiah Hill has just ended not ended her night, but more importantly, she's ended her round early. But we're coming to 2 to go here in round number 1 of the Derby. And Titan Nicholas has pulled it out by at least 4.1 seconds. So well, now that gap has shrunk to about 3.5 seconds. Well, now that gap's going to grow as Ryan Little ends up going around there just slightly on the intersection. But Nicholas is pretty comfortable all by himself right now. White flag flying, 1 final lap here in round 1 of the 4th of July Derby. At this point, Titan Nicholas might as well go on a Sunday cruise. Even though it's not Sunday, it is a Friday. Pulls up to the back end of Casey Wells, who wiped out there on the just off the exit ramp. Hits the ramp one more time, and Titan Nicholas is gonna win heat number 1, and finishing in the 2nd spot. Oh, it would be a dead heat there if that was for position. But Ryan Little's gonna secure 2nd. Sebastian Palmer third. Janiyah Hill fourth. And rounding out the top 5, somehow that's Janiyah Hill. Even though she did pull her car out. Well, okay, all right. I don't even know. Well, he won winner, just ended up colliding with, well, okay, they're still going at it at the end of the pit wall, and here comes Palmer. Thankfully, he misses it, but he's gonna have to come all the way back around. But what a good round 1 so far to kick things off. Everybody above 40, like, fourth place to 40. Well, basically, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But from 40th on up, everyone is safe. Everybody has made it on to round number 2, 41st and 42nd. That would be DJ Reed and Andrew Ramsey. They will, unfortunately, go out of this one early, as all these other drivers will get ready for round number 2 of the Derby. So stick around. We'll be back in, well, actually, we might as well go ahead and randomize the starting order here for round number 2. So I might as well just randomize all the starting orders. So, but we'll figure out the format for next year's Derby. What's going on, Sly? How we doing? No, this is not a points race. No points are on the line. This is all just for fun. Which, by the way, ladies and gents, also, so yes, I am still using the Pepsi Cup Series banner, but you can catch the next Pepsi Cup Series race at the end of this month at the Nashville Super Speedway, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That should be on the 26th of July, so that should be a pretty fun race. Last year's Pepsi Cup Series, last year's events at the Nashville Super Speedway are honestly pretty fun. And saw Terry Walker go on to take the checkered flag in that event. But you could see right here, your starting lineup here for heat number 2, round 2, that is Ralph Lee Jr., Titan Nicholas, they make up the first row. Stephen Colon, Tyler Belladonna, that's row number 2. Kelsey Higdon, Easton Myers, row 3. Kate Luna, Mary Davis, row 4. Tyler Ferris, Alex Bonsignor in the 5th row. Take a look at the rest of your starting order from 11th on down to 28th. And then all the way down to the from 29th all the way down to 40th. So now this is where it's going to start mattering a little bit more, because the keys of the 4th of July Demolition Derby, for those that just tuned in, it's not about who has the fastest car, but it's all about survival and putting yourself in the right place at the right time. But most importantly, survival. So basically, for round number 2, you have to be at least 30th or above in order to transfer on over into round 3. From 31st on down to 40th, that is the outside looking in here as we're going to get ready for heat race number 2. Pace car is going to roll off, and so will these other drivers. We've got the cloudy conditions picking up here for this event. Another 15 laps. Titan Nicholas, who won the last heat, is going to start up front here for this heat. And 2018 winner Ralph Lee Jr. going to bring him on to green for round 2. Oh, and already, they didn't get off all that well, but there are some drivers that are cutting the course already. There are some drivers that did not join the rest of the field, and this could get pretty chaotic right here. And it already is. Jerry Rose, Chad Myers, Elijah Gordon, and so many other cars. Bobby McGuire caught up in this as well. Oh boy, multiple cars upside down here. And they're still piling up on that exit ramp. Nathan Stapleton, Janiah Hill yet again. Eli Bright, Alex Bonsinger are cutting the course. I just saw him in that green and blue car. We actually cut the course just that way he can make it to pit road. That is actually pretty interesting, if I may say. But Titan Nicholas, once again, finds himself in the lead. And Tyler Belladonna goes around. Also the 76, Easton Myers. Moving up just inside of the top 5. You also have the 86 machine. That's Ryan Kendall, who won the 2022 Indianapolis 100. Just kind of on the outside looking in when it comes to getting inside of the top 5. But Nicholas still leading the charge. Oh, whoa! No! Huge trouble for our race leader. The 71 was just, oh! John Boyd goes upside down. Hill gets collected. So does John Andrews. But where is that 71? Ralph Lee Jr. into the wall. We got to find that 71 because that car was just in the middle of the track. And that's who Titan Nicholas just piled into. Ryan Kent. Oh, more carnage. There's just so much happening here in the early stages of these races. It's hard to tell what's going on. But Titan Nicholas ended up hitting the 71, which is going to give the lead over to the 57 machine. That's Kelsey Higdon. This is a 3-horse fight for the top spot. Caden Luna there in second. Stephen Cologne's going to wipe out just a little bit, but Tyler Ferris wipes out the worst between the two. And shooting by, that's Josh Williamson in the 88. We had more carnage just on the exit ramp. Oh, on the back straightaway, if I may say. As Nicholas is going to shoot the gap, and he's going to make it. And oh, boy! That was Easton Myers in the 21. The 21 machine, if we can actually get to him. I don't think we will, actually, unfortunately. But, oh, there he is. That's Michael Young. So he's going to be out of this one. And oh boy, even BB Haynes didn't even start the race. So he's going to go out inadvertently, along with Ronald House in the 37, Elijah Gordon. Ryan Little won't make it onto round 3. The 71, the 29 of William Brock, Chad Myers. One car, oh, that is the 4 of Tyler Belladonna yet again, completely up in smoke. He missed the pit road, so he's going to have to come all the way back around. And have to be careful here, coming up on this intersection. And in the 48 machine, that is Ace Garcia. He wound up colliding with the end of the pit wall. And Nathan Stapleton in the 97. Heavy damage to his car. 6 laps to go here in round number 2. And oh boy! More carnage on the intersection. This time is gonna take out Nathan Stapleton, but that was the 56 of Alex Lozano. Completely shooting the gap. Unfortunately, didn't work out too well. And he finds himself, well, obviously he was going to the pits anyway. But he makes it to pit road. 5 laps to go. And Higdon has pulled it out by 4 seconds. Over second place currently, Caitlin Luna. And oh boy, Luna's getting absolutely roughened up here by Tyler Ferris and Stephen Cologne. Cologne moves up into the second spot. And I'm not sure if I saw that correctly, but did our rate? I don't think Higdon actually wiped out there. Thank goodness. So everything is good to go for Kelsey Higdon as she's out by a good margin. She wipes out here, but As long as she can get it up to speed, she should be okay to at least maintain her gap over Stephen Cologne. And that's going to help even more as Cologne wound up wiping out. Coming to 3 laps of racing to go here in round 2. There's the 30 of Mary Davis. Front end of her car's smashed up, and she's still smoking as they come through the ramp. And look at that. Davis pulls it off, makes that hard right turn to get to pit road, and retire that car for the round. 2 to go here in round number 2. Higdon's got a pretty comfortable margin currently as of right now. But Stephen Cologne right here has got a whole mirror full of Caitlin Luna as they come through the intersection. As Higdon takes the white flag, final lap in round 2. It's a 3-horse fight for the second position. Eli Bright is still out on the racetrack. Sebastian Palmer's back inside of the top 10. So pretty similar top 5, top 10 to what we've had as Cologne goes around. He's going to lose 3 positions. Caitlin Luna is going to move up to second. Well, meanwhile, as we come to the checkers for round 2, Kelsey Higdon is going to win this one, and she will advance on to the 3rd round. Along with the rest of the other top 30. So this is getting just a little bit more interesting as this continues on. What's actually kind of interesting is that even just shortly after, Higdon, what are you doing? Well, Kelsey just hit it into the wall, and Caitlin Luna is going to join. And there's the 0 machine. That is Harrison Lewis just trying to limp it across the finish line, and he will. But limping it back to pit road is going to be a whole different story, but Higdon wins round 2. Stephen Cologne, Caitlin Luna, Bright, Palmer, Lewis, Wells, Davis, Lozano, Ferris. That's your top 10. And then the final driver that got in to round 3, that would be John Boyd in the number 11 machine. Everybody else, William Ayers, Steven Alexander, Roger James, Chad Myers, William Brock, Matty Thurman, Ryan Little, along with, I believe, the 24 of Elijah Gordon, and as well as the 95 BB Hange. They will not, I repeat, they will not make it on to round number 3. And to continue on here in this 4th of July Demolition Derby. Do apologize if I'm a little rusty at doing this, basically doing this race. First of all, it's been a while since we've hosted the 4th of July Demolition Derby, but also on top of that, to try to test out this format. I mean, I think this could be a good format. We just need to work on it just a little bit more for the next year's 4th of July Demolition Derby. And I tell you what, if we can get the specs worked on and perfected, if you will, we should have ourselves a pretty good, I'd say a pretty good 4th of July Demolition Derby for next year. Make the stakes just a little bit higher than what we had for the previous years. Because for those that may not remember, the last 3 years that we've done the Demolition Derby, we have had basically teams. We've had Team NRL away and PCS Array, basically NR 2003 leagues going head to head in this Derby. And we've had WRLA in this, NOFSRL, NNSCRA. We've had different NR 2003 leagues go toe-to-toe in this 4th of July Demolition Derby, and whoever survived for their team and crossed the finish line first won the whole thing. So, to try something different, it is actually kind of new for us, but it is going to be pretty interesting to see how this is all shaken out and how this is all going to continue to shake out as this goes on. So, as we get ready to go here for round number 3. For round 3 coming up, here's your starting lineup for Alex Bonsinger, Williamson making up row number 1. Aaron Abel, Sebastian Palmer, that is row number 2. Ace Garcia, Jacob Byatt for row 3. Stephen Colon and Riley Snare, that's row 4. Ralph Lee Jr. and Kalen Luna, that's your top 10. And then you look at your positions from 11th on down to 28th. And then making up row number 15, that would be Zachary Taylor and Nathan Stapleton, a couple of Indiana natives rounding out this now 30-car field. Well, one more round to go after this one, and this will determine the final 20 drivers that will do battle for 10 laps for basically the bragging rights on winning the entire 4th of July Demolition Derby. It has actually been a pretty fun yet pretty quick night so far, and we're getting ready to start off the second half. Let's go trackside to get the command to fire these engines. Excuse me? Oh, never mind. Oh, this... Oh, never mind. Well, the engines have already been fired, and I didn't even realize that we weren't live. But anyways, pace car pulls off, and it's Alex Bonsignor and Josh Williamson leading them to green for round 3. And meanwhile, off the ramp, Kelsey Higdon goes off, and already one upside down and barrel rolling. That was Easton Myers in the 76. But Kelsey Higdon wound up not taking the rest of the course as we come through the... Oh, boy! And Kelsey Higdon just rammed right into Bobby McGuire. And I think that's going to be game over for both McGuire and Kelsey Higdon. That's a tough break for Kelsey. She wound up winning the last heat to advance on into the 3rd round, and I don't think Easton Myers is going to make it either, as his car blew up in smoke on the intersection. Meanwhile, we come through the ramp once again, making sure nobody wipes out here. And oh no, Titan Nicholas just wiped out by hitting the end of the pit wall, and after making it through the last 2 heats, he's out of it. And as well as the 26 machine already upside down. Trying to see if we can get over to him. The 26, that was Aaron Abel. Also involved was the 41 machine. Janiah Hill collected once again in more pile-ups, but somehow just outside of the top 20. Now, just remember, she has to stay inside of the top 20. Everybody from that's inside the top 20, they will move on into the final round to do battle for the final 10 laps. Bonsignor leads it. Tyler Belladonna in second. Janiah Hill going to pit road, and I'm not sure what's going on over here between the 56 and the 15. It's Sebastian Palmer and Alex Lozano going very slow in the pit area. And Janiah Hill is getting absolutely held up by these guys. And oh boy, the 23, Matthew Hubert, smoking on the track, trying to get to pit road. Well, actually, he's going to stay on the racetrack, and Stephen Colon, actually, wait a minute. This is interesting. Stephen Colon has assumed the race lead. I believe Alex Bonsignor, he lost a heck of an amount of positions. I wonder if he wound up in a scuffle. Let's see where Bonsignor is at. Did he take his car to pit road? And, well, there he is. He's in the pits. I'm pretty sure he might have gotten involved in a huge pileup on the intersection. But Cologne assumes the lead, and Matthew Hubert has collided with the end of the pit wall. He is done for this round. And Sebastian Palmer, with a smoking car and all, is going to get back out on the racetrack. Well, meanwhile, we had a little pileup between John Boyd and a few others. Two smoking cars, Caitlin Luna, Palmer, who we just saw come back out on the racetrack. These two cars are smoking, but they're still going at it. And meanwhile, they both try to make that hard right to get to the pit road, and one of them just collided with another car. Let's see if one of them ended up colliding at the end of the pit wall. Luna's going to stay out on track, but Sebastian Palmer is going to bring his car into the pit area, so he should be done for this round. As we have 7 to go here in this round, and there's our winner from Sonoma last week. That is Stephen Colon in the 58. Wound up nabbing his second win on the Pepsi Cup Series season last week at Sonoma. Getting challenged for the lead by a multi-time winner in the NRLOA McDonald's Cup Series. That's Tyler Belladonna coming around the outside in the number 4. Having ourselves a pretty competitive fight here for this top spot, and Cologne almost wipes out there on that exit ramp, but it's Tyler Belladonna that has the advantage going through the left-hand corners, and will assume the lead over Stephen Colon, coming to 5 laps to go. And Casey Wells, who has been pretty consistent throughout these last 3 rounds, hanging around inside of the top 5, top 10 all event long. And Tyler Belladonna wipes out, and that will hand the lead back to Stephen Colon, and Casey Wells will follow in the 2nd position. Coming through the ramp once again. And we only have 10 cars left running on the racetrack as of right now. And as far as I'm concerned, as from what we're seeing here for the other drivers that have retired, we now pretty much know the final 20 that will advance on into the final round. But we got to make it official here first. We're going to come down to 3 laps to go here in this round 3 of the 4th of July Demolition Derby. It is Cologne who has it by almost 2 seconds. That would have been interesting there, as Belladonna wipes out yet again and is going to get around and is going to get passed over here by Casey Wells. You also have the 0 of Harrison Lewis 2 laps down, getting contested by the at a couple cars. Oh wait, Stephen Colon's going to pit road. He wound up getting hit by the 30 of Mary Davis and assuming the top spot. That would be the number 1 of Casey Wells. They come to 2. They're already past 2 to go, coming to the white flag this time by to conclude round 3. And Cologne is going to be done for this round. White flag this time by, final lap in round 3. And pretty much all these other cars that are still running on the track are wadded up under a blanket as we come to the left-hander one more time in this round. And to the checkered flag. Casey Wells is going to take home heat number 3. And we'll move on to the final round here in this 4th of July Demolition Derby. Tyler Belladonna will advance on. He finishes in 2nd. Then in 3rd will be John Boyd. Zachary Taylor will advance on in 4th. The 2 machine, that would be Tyler Ferris completing the top 5. Stephen Colon in 6th. Stapleton 7th. Harrison Lewis, Mary Davis, and the 63. Car number 63, that would be Jacob Byatt. Rounding out your top 10. And Stapleton ends up colliding through the end of the pit wall. Lewis and Ferris, thankfully, they just scraped the wall and they're going to have to come back around. But we now know your final 20. That will settle it out here to win for the win here in the 4th of July Demolition Derby. It's Casey Wells, Tyler Belladonna, John Boyd, Zachary Taylor, Tyler Ferris, Stephen Colon, Nathan Stapleton, Harrison Lewis, Mary Davis, Jacob Byatt, then Caitlin Luna, Josh Williamson, Ryan Kendall, Michael Young, Alex Bonsignor, Matthew Hubert, Sebastian Palmer, Alex Lozano, Ralph Lee Jr., and Nathan Stapleton. Those 20 drivers will fight it out for the official. Well, to become the first winner since 2018 of the 4th of July Demolition Derby. As for John Andrews, Janiah Hill, Riley Snare, Aaron Abel, Titan Nicholas, Kelsey Higdon, Ace Garcia, Eli Bright, Bobby McGuire, and Easton Myers. They will have to sit this one out and watch the finish of this special event, returning for the first time in 7 years, obviously, the 4th of July Demolition Derby. This is going to get pretty crazy. This is going to get absolutely crazy. And I'm also going to need to pull the rest of those finishing results back up real quick. 'Cause I didn't even take a picture. Make sure that I've got all the other right drivers in. But this is honestly going to be it's going to be pretty chaotic, to say the least. To settle this one and see who will win the 4th of July Demolition Derby for first race back since 2018. I want to get these guys out. And we should be good to go. To do battle here for the final 10 laps, for the 10-lap dash. To settle a winner. To settle who will win this 4th of July Demolition Derby. 10 laps to decide it. And there you see the top 10. That's Ryan Kendall. That's just your starting lineup. That is Ryan Kendall, John Boyd, not Spencer Boyd, but John Boyd. They make up row number 1. Josh Williamson, Tyler Ferris. That's row 2. Ralph Lee Jr., who's in contention to win his technically second straight 4th of July Demolition Derby. Then Nathan Stapleton, they make up the 3rd row. Zachary Taylor, Alex Lozano, row 4. Matthew Hubert, Jerry Rose, row 5. Sebastian Palmer, Michael Young in the 6th row. Bonsignor and Caitlin Luna make up row number 7. Stephen Colon, Jacob Byatt, row 8. Tyler Belladonna and Mary Davis, row 9, Harrison Lewis, and Casey Wells, who wound up winning our previous heat in order to make it to the final round. She will round out the field in the caboose. So here we go for the final round of the 4th of July Demolition Derby. This is for the marbles. Who will win the 2025 4th of July Demolition Derby? Pace car is going to make the left-hand turn to pit road. 10 laps to decide it all. Ryan Kendall, John Boyd lead us to green, and here we go. 10 laps. And already making it 3 wide. That's Tyler Ferris as he gets down to the inside. Coming through the ramp here. And already, whoa! 2 cars go flying up into the air. That was Jacob Byatt and Ralph Lee Jr. They just absolutely... They just said, baby, you're a firework, and they just shot up into the sky. And those 2 drivers, they are going to be done. They're done before this final round even started. John Boyd leads the charge, and more carnage on the exit ramp. More pileups over here. Bonsinger getting into that one. Michael Young collected as well. There were more cars that wound up piling up. I saw the one of Casey Wells involved. The fight for the lead is on. Here comes the 2 of Ferris trying to get to the right side of the 11 of John Boyd. Jerry Rose about nearly wiped out there on that exit ramp coming through the left-handers. Then it's Sebastian Palmer in 4th. Nathan Stapleton completing the top 5 as change of hands for the lead. That is Tyler Ferris who goes to the point over the 11 of John Boyd. A couple other cars that are piled up over here. That is Harrison Lewis and the 88 of Josh Williamson. They're going to be done. Stephen Colon, Alex Lozano going around over here on the exit ramp before coming to the left-handers. And Ferris opens up the gap by almost 1 second. And he wipes out. So does John Boyd. But Boyd is already there thanks to that little wipeout, that little slide on Tyler Ferris. But while all that happened, here comes Sebastian Palmer. That pulled him in the mix. Oh, but Palmer slows down here. That's going to open up the door for Jerry Rose to possibly take advantage of that and move up into 3rd. 5 laps to go in this 4th of July Demolition Derby. Oh, Ferris goes around again, and John Boyd's going to get around him. He absolutely nailed Ferris. That's going to slow him down even more, and that will move Jerry Rose up into 2nd. Stapleton and Palmer fight it out for 3rd. Advantage is going to go to Sebastian Palmer right about here because of the right-hand corners. 4 laps to go. Oh, Boyd's going to slide over here. So is Jerry Rose. But here comes Sebastian Palmer. He's going to skyrocket right on by the 11 of Boyd. Stapleton is now in the mix on this one, just in case if Palmer and or Boyd wipe out here. But oh no! Palmer tried to go to pit road. And he missed the pit entry, so he's going to have to come all the way back around if he wants to make it to the pits. And all that gives John Boyd the race lead back. Palmer goes around, and Stapleton is in prime position to win this thing if John Boyd wipes out. Coming to 2 laps to go here in this 4th of July Demolition Derby. Tyler Ferris right there trying to fight for 3rd. Jerry Rose waiting in the wings as Boyd is checked out by about a second, and that isn't going to work because he just wiped out, and Nathan Stapleton takes the race lead as they come through turn, well, basically 1 and 2, and to the white flag. Coming through turn 4, final lap here in the 4th of July Demolition Derby. He's got to get past this ramp in order to basically secure the win. And oh no, Stapleton gets hit by Michael Young. And after all of that, that's going to give the lead over to Jerry Rose. Rose is another one of those drivers that hasn't done well in the Pepsi Cup Series, but he can celebrate today. The fireworks go off, and Jerry Rose will win the 2025 4th of July Demolition Derby. What a chaotic ending to that one. What a chaotic ending to this race, to this event. And oh boy, well, John Boyd piles in. He wants to celebrate, so does Tyler Ferris. But the guy that wanted to celebrate the most with Jerry Rose on his Demolition Derby win was John Boyd. But my, oh my. I'd say for a comeback for the 4th of July Demolition Derby, I'd say it was pretty chaotic. It was crazy and exciting. But obviously the format could use a little bit of work, but nonetheless, huge congratulations to Jerry Rose on winning the 2025 4th of July Demolition Derby. John Boyd is gonna come home in 2nd. Tyler Belladonna in 3rd. Tyler Ferris in 4th. Matthew Huber completes the top 5. Then Caitlin Luna 6th. Alex Lozano 7th. Stephen Colon in 8th. Nathan Stapleton 9th. And Sebastian Palmer rounds out your top 10. Then it's Young, who was actually the last car to finish the race. Then Zachary Taylor, Josh Williamson, Harrison Lewis, Alex Bonsignor, or Ryan Kendall, then Alex Bonsignor. Mary Davis, Casey Wells, Jacob Byatt, Ralph Lee Jr. Unfortunately, Ralph Lee Jr. not able to win his 2nd consecutive 4th of July Demolition Derby. That would have been a pretty awesome comeback story for Ralph Lee Jr. winning the Derby for the first time since we ran it 7 years ago on this date, obviously, in 2018. That would have been honestly pretty wild, to say the least. I actually want to look at that again and look at what just happened here between Michael Young and Nathan Stapleton on this final lap, because that was just wild stuff that just wound up happening. Let's just look at this here for a minute. Because Nathan Stapleton, he has the lead. He's taken the white flag, but look at this 21. He's going to come up on this ramp. He's going to come take the white flag. And then right here is where the paths of Stapleton and Young cross. And this is what ultimately gives the win over to Jerry Rose. Because remember, I believe it was the 2 of Ferris. He wound up wiping out. And Jerry Rose was able to take advantage of that. And this as well. Look at that. These 2 cars of Young and Stapleton, they both got wedged together. Just look at this in real time. They were fine until right here they glitched together. And ladies and gentlemen, this right here is 2 cars making out. And that's what leads up to the car sex. I mean, that is an inside joke for those that don't know. But huge congratulations nonetheless to Jerry Rose on winning the 2025 4th of July Demolition Derby. If you guys are watching the full race, full event replay over on YouTube, if you guys like this, be sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't considered subscribing, I recommend you do so to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. The format will definitely get worked on, so this is definitely going to be pretty interesting to see how we can get this to look a little bit and feel a little bit more interesting, and make the stakes just a little bit higher. So, big congrats one more time to Jerry Rose on winning the 2025 4th of July Demolition Derby. Hope you guys had yourselves a great 4th of July, speaking of, and watch the fireworks, guys. Or if you haven't yet, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people out there that are going to light some more fireworks tonight. So be sure to go out and watch the remaining fireworks, at least whatever's left. Have a good night, guys. Take care. And we'll talk to you in the next one. Have a good one, y'all.